So make a gap year just so you can stay younger a bit longer.
Branch out into gap weeks, gap months, gap years.
It's just gonna help you go into that first year feeling less stressed.
It's an excellent opportunity to be able to pursue those things that you wanted.
And if you are not meant to start university then and there and you're supposed to take time off, then that's literally what's best for you. I am Mahdia.
And I'm Avani.
Welcome back to another episode of Passports and People. It's been a while since we've recorded. There've been a few things that have come up on both our ends, but we are back, so it's okay.
And it's okay now because I finished all my assessments, so I actually have time.
Oh, really? That's so great. My brother is like here, they're only starting. So today we're going to be talking about gap years. I thought this was a good topic to start with because now application seasons are, they're starting to open for next year. People are deciding where they want to go, what they want to do. So, yeah, I think it's something that everybody should consider. I'm taking one. And so we're just going to go through a bit of pros and cons, reason that you should be taking it, how it can affect your application when you apply the next year, and things like that. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll know if you want to take a gap year or not. Have you ever considered taking a gap year or no? You're very like, you just want to start
Uh,
school.
Honestly, I have considered it. Like, I've thought about it and I've been like, maybe it's worth it. But I think it's more beneficial for me to just stay in school and finish it, especially because what I would be studying
Yeah.
in university is something I would really, really enjoy. So I feel like there's no actual benefit to me taking a gap year. I'd just, be in the house for a year longer, living off my mom and not really doing anything productive. So I think it's a better option for me to go to university. But honestly, my friends have considered taking gap years, and I think it's really beneficial depending on your situation in general as a person. And like, if it works for you, it works for you. It doesn't work for everyone, but I definitely think that break from school, especially if you're someone who doesn't enjoy school as much, it's really worth it.
Yeah, there are so many different reasons for gap year. There's burnout, there's wanting more experience, there's like just uncertainty in itself. For me, it was definitely a little bit of uncertainty because and a little bit of burnout because after school exams really took over, and then I got so tired. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to study psychology again. Not again. If I wanted to study psychology, and so I decided that and this is another thing. I decided I don't want to take a gap year. I want to take more like 6 months off. For me personally, I felt like a year was way too long, especially after like regaining my energy and like relaxing a bit and spending some time on myself. I was like, I can't do this for another 6 months. I don't think I can do this for another 6 months. December is what, like 2 months away. So yeah, it definitely doesn't have to be an entire gap year. If you feel like 1 year is too long, it can be a few months because especially if you're applying overseas, there are different intakes. There's September intake, January intake. So like all my friends applied and already started university now in September. But I'm just pushing it like a few months to January.
Honestly, we start in like February. Our calendar year for universities is January. But in terms of gap years, I think it's just more an umbrella term to actually like branch out into gap weeks, gap months, gap years. Even I know some people who do take gap years. And in that time, I know that a lot of people go and do like volunteering, travel around, really get to know everything in the world before they come back and do studying. They have the experiences. And honestly, this is a great time to also build your resume if you decide to take one, because then you have experience you can then use to apply to university to get yourself a job. And you've got a job, you've got a source of income before you start university. So it's like expenses sorted out too.
Yeah, I think if you're unsure of anything, if you're unsure of what you want to study, obviously you don't want to go in and just apply because everybody else is applying and then like make a mistake potentially of what you actually like and what you actually want to do. And then while you're in the degree, you realize that like you didn't want to study that thing, and then it just gets a whole more complicated.
I mean, you
Yeah.
can swap if you don't like a degree, but it's always better to go in with a solidified plan, I guess. Like, there's nothing wrong with swapping,
Yeah.
and I know people who do. But if that gap year helps you figure out what you want to do, then by all means, I think it's better than wasting your time doing something you don't even like.
If you're like really unsure of what you want to do, like you really have no idea, um, then go to your parents and be like, I want to take a few months off. And this is the same thing like when you're doing your applications a few months after or the next year. Phrase it in a specific way that you have a goal. You know what I'm saying? You're not taking a gap year to just like lay around and do nothing. Like you can, but if you want to like convince your parents to do it, if you want to convince universities of why you did do it, have it do it for a specific reason, whether it's financial reasons and you need a bit of time to save up for uni, whether it's you want a bit more work experience, the degree you need, you know, need some more work experience. Like you said, Harvard, last time you have to go in with like a bit of that experience or something like that.
Yeah, I know my mom offered me to take a gap year.
Yeah, I can't picture you taking a gap year though. I'm gonna be honest. I can just picture you like, plus you're like you have everything down. Like you should just do it.
I don't see a point in taking a gap year, like for my situation. So I might as well
Yeah,
just go do my university degree.
yeah. Really look at your situation. If you're someone who hasn't traveled that much, or if you're someone who just loves traveling, take a few
I
months
travel.
off and travel. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you're able to do it, if you financially can, do it. I was really against taking gap year in the beginning. I think that's part of like the social norm or peer pressure of like comparing myself to like everybody else who was starting in September. I really was
Mm.
against it. My father was like, he really wanted me to, and he kept persisting, you should take a gap year, you should take a gap year, you should take a gap year. And then I was like, okay, maybe it wouldn't be that bad. And then because of other situations, I moved and all of that. In the end, I thought, okay, maybe it won't be that bad. You know what I'm saying? Gain a bit of time. And also, like, a lot of people who I spoke to, like adults who went to uni, they were like, take a gap year, stay young as long as you can, because as soon as you start uni, like you're starting uni, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to go in and start slumming it. Like you want to work hard, you want to do well. So literally, so many people told me to take a gap year just so you can stay younger a bit longer, like even if it is 6 months. So
If
yeah.
you need the time to just like, find yourself, actually enjoy life, like take it. There's nothing stopping you. You can learn at any age, but you can't be young forever.
There really are a lot of pros. You find things to do, courses, volunteering, helping out with your community, finding a job, starting an internship, something
Doing
that
a
you
pod
can really like put your, yeah, something you can really like put your all into. If there was something before that you're really passionate about, but you felt like you didn't have enough time or energy to do it before because of school, take a bit of a break and focus your time and energy on that, okay? Because you won't regret doing it, but you'll regret not doing it. So
Like if I
yeah.
took a gap year, I know I would probably want to start up a not for profit or something like that because I want to do that now, but I just don't have the time. I'm so packed. That's especially like the reason that we haven't even got so many videos out in the last few weeks because I'm so
Yeah.
packed with work with extracurriculars that it's just hard to find the time to do what you like actually want to on the side. And if you take a gap year, it's an excellent opportunity to be able to pursue those things that you wanted, like a podcast.
really look really look at your situation, and have a firm goal. I think that's a good thing, whether it's taking like really have a firm goal that you can keep going back to, because like you can get lost in the gap year, you can get lazy for a couple of weeks and just like laze around and forget why you're doing it, but really make sure that you're actually doing something constructive for yourself. When I say constructive, I don't mean doing like work or studying, like really just something for yourself. And then you'll come out of that year feeling productive, like it wasn't a waste.
I mean, you don't really have to study if you're on a gap year, unless you're studying to get into something. But yeah. That topic actually, a lot of people take a gap year to actually study to get into a course. Like if you're doing medicine, they don't take the in Australia, for example, we have to take the UCAT to get into a medical degree, right? So most people just finish off their HSC, which is your 12 exams, right? They get their ATAR, their score overall, their ranking basically, and they take a gap year so that they can study for the UCAT, and they'll have their HSC marks, their results from year 12, plus they'll have like a really good UCAT score because they would have studied the whole year, and then the year after they go into school because, well, medical school, like, because they have the marks for it, and they took that year to study.
I actually have a friend who is now finishing off her last year of school, and she's not going to start uni next year when she's done with exams. She's going to take a bit of a break to study literally for medicine. So, exactly, yeah.
I know a lot of people who do that for medicine. Like my friend was considering it because he wants to go into
Yeah,
medicine
I
too.
think it's really good. It's just honestly just to prepare yourself more.
Yeah,
If you have like a lot of anxiety, if you're feeling overwhelmed, like it's just gonna help you go into that first year feeling less stressed and like you can actually enjoy the
yeah.
experience. Like for me, I'm very anxiety prone. And for me, the best thing that helps is just being prepared for absolutely everything. So like
Mm.
if a gap year helps you feel prepared, if it lessens that stress, then like take it. If you do it in not a wrong way, but if you do it from a certain angle, it can have some risk, it can have some cons. For example, if you want to travel and you aren't that financially viable for it, if don't necessarily have the funds, then you know um that could have some risks on university the next year or just
I've heard of people who do like travel, and even if they don't have the funds at the moment, they'll go to the country that they're going to, and they'll get themselves a job there. So they're exploring while also working there.
that's a good one. That's a really good one. And then you have a job like when
Mhm.
you start
And you
already.
can
That's a good one.
be
Yeah. If you aren't able to do that because of cost or whatever, there are always cheaper options. Look at like countries closer to you, other ways backpacking. Like I know one of my friends, um, they are French and I went to school in Malaysia with them and now they went back to France and they just backpacking by themselves around Europe,
oh,
having some fun. So, like, really look at the best way that's going to suit your situation if you want to travel, um, so that it doesn't, it's not a con, so that you're not risking anything financially. Then, like I said, there's always the wasting time. For me, I found, not to sound like boring or whatever, like a schedule for me really helped. I really treat weekends like weekends and weekdays like weekdays. It doesn't mean I'm waking up at the ungodly hour of like 5, 6 a.m. because I don't have to. But it's like I work for a few hours during the day towards the evening, like I chill out, but like I make sure that I'm doing something, whether it's volunteering or I tutor kids on on the weekdays, so that the days don't blur together. You know what I'm saying? And then on the weekends, I really treat it like a weekend. Like I allow myself to stay up as late as I want, sleep in as long as I want. I don't do any work. I honestly found that that really helped keep me in line. Otherwise, I started to kind of, do nothing all day and just relax, which is it's fun. It's great. But like at the end of the day, I did have a purpose for the gap few months.
honestly, I think that's way better because if you do, okay, honestly, I hate fixed schedules because it does feel like days are like blending into one for me right now. Like every day is just school, back home, something in the evening, then wake up, school, same thing over and over. And I think that's like it's not the best feeling, but if you have stuff going on, like different things every day, I feel like it's a lot more helpful in that sense. And I think if you have the freedom to choose what you want to do when you want to do it, I think it's a better thing.
Depending on the type of person you are, I again feel very anxious if I like get to a certain hour of the day and like my work is not done. So for me, it's like at like 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. If like all of the work, when I say like work, I mean like courses that I do or volunteering, I'll go in the morning. Like I like to get it done in the morning so that throughout the rest of the day, like I feel at ease that I got it done and like, the most productive. So yeah, I think honestly, I'm just emphasizing plan it. Just like don't have to plan your days, but have a few things that you do in the week. If you don't work out or exercise at all, like take a day out of the week to do something. It'll just help. It really will help.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't go to the gym or exercise that often unless it's for like netball during netball season or during school sport.
Yeah, I was the exact same during school. I used to love running, but like towards the exam season, it became a bit difficult. Literally last night, there was a Liverpool game, a football game, and it was at like 10 o'clock at night, and I wanted to sleep early because I haven't been sleeping the best. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna stay up and watch it because I can. You know what I'm saying? I don't have
Yeah,
school, I don't have work. I'm gonna enjoy myself because in a few months when I start uni, I won't be able to. So,
yeah.
really.
Oh yeah. If you get rejected by every single university for some unknown reason, you can also take a gap year to sort out what's right, what's, gonna work, and then get yourself a stronger resume maybe. So when you apply next, you have a higher chance of getting in.
Yeah, it gives you more time to research. For like when I went into this, I have two siblings above me, but none of them have gone to uni yet. They're kind of doing like their own freelance things. And so I was like the first one who was kind of like, oh my gosh, I have to like apply to uni. And my parents went to university in South Africa. So they don't really have that experience of applying internationally. And so these few months, oh my gosh, has given me such a better idea of how to apply, and it's given me so much more time to research and like strengthen my application in the best way possible. So if you are clueless on how to apply like I was, um it'll help. It really, and it's so
Yeah.
great.
Honestly, I'm the oldest child, so I kind of have to pave my way through this too, but I'm applying within my country, so I don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it
it's a bit
yet unless
easier.
I do my master's overseas. But it's kind of handed to you, the information here, I can't lie.
Thinking about your masters already. She's not even like
Oh, I plan out
18.
5 years.
I hope the next 75 years go exactly how you plan. I really hope it does. So just planning a gap year, set a goal, create a loose structure, loose timeline. When I say a timeline, I mean like I go boxing every Wednesdays, and I volunteer at a feeding scheme every Thursday. Like that's not a fixed schedule, but it's like I know the days that I'm gonna do that. And then Monday to Thursday at like a specific time I go and tutor. So have a loose structure of the things you want to do.
Yeah, now I know 2 people who do boxing, you know? You're not the only one now that I know. I made a friend and he does boxing too, guys. I'm actually making friends.
I recommend boxing to everyone, especially if you're taking a gap year and you have that
Yeah, I think
excess
you would too.
burnout and anger towards school. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? The school system
okay.
is not the best. School system can mess you up, take it out. And, it gives you some time to really clear
Punch
your
it out.
mind, release the negativity.
Or if you're
Exactly.
like more peaceful, more less of a outwardy person, then maybe invest into like journaling or into something else that's like honestly, if you did like a daily gratitude journal or something, I find that really helpful. You just write about stuff that really went well for you, and you'll have more time to do it if you take a gap year, for example. So yeah, maybe like look into doing other activities that you never thought you'd do before, like boxing or
Yeah,
journaling.
exactly. But it isn't all fun and games. There are times where you do get a bit of FOMO, a bit of like, I should have just started. Especially if you're not doing your gap year, right? You could feel like I'm just wasting my time. I could have already been like a year in to university. Um,
Do you feel like that, or have you felt
Me,
like that?
no. Me,
No.
not necessarily. I actually got accepted into, and this is literally what I have planned to do next week. I think what the title was like, regretting like not pushing hard enough or something like that. I got a
Mm.
uni acceptance last year, and I decided no, I'm gonna stay in school and do one more year of school because I want to have fun with my friends, and I'm not ready for university and all of that. Like I said, I would have been the first one out of my family to go to uni,
I
like
mean, you still are, but
outside of South Africa. So it's like I slightly regret just not accepting that offer, but like we could talk about that next episode.
okay.
um it can be a bit difficult at times, especially like for me, my friends are in a completely different country, so it's like I can't even see them at all. But if you are doing gap year and your friends still are in that country, then like still try and spend time with them. Just do as much as you can. But another con can be feeling lazy, like I know some people who came out of a gap year being like, that was awesome, I don't want to study again in my life. Like if you are scared that that's that feeling's gonna get to you, then do a few courses. Otherwise, if I could say study like the work that you done the previous year, but that can be a bit like boring. Like start a course that you're interested in. If you have an idea of the major that you want to take or what you want to study, start a course on it.
There's a lot of free courses online that can get you like recognized certificates, and you're sort of trained in it so that you have recognition to be able to get a job in something, and it also builds up your resume if you do want to go back. But if you, even if you don't, you still have something.
Yeah, and something on your resume, even like reference letters and stuff, like it's gonna
Mm,
help you for like for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Something in your resume, like it's a skill that you're not gonna lose. So yeah, you can check out free courses, and then if you really like that thing, then there's like Coursera and other, I forgot the other course website, where you can like pay, do the course, and get like a proper
Mm.
certificate again,
I think
which
like
is good.
American universities like Harvard, Yale, etc., also have courses for free. I know Harvard especially does. I actually got a creative writing course thingy through that.
Right?
Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, a certificate. So if you want to do that, like it's all free and it's all up there. So you can just go do it in whatever you're interested in.
Yeah, build your skill, do things that you've never done before. uh like I almost started a sewing class. I didn't end up doing it because it was like 3 hours a week and I was like, I don't have time, it's crossing over my tuition time. But like, um just honestly try things you didn't try before. Again, you're like, the people you know are gonna be, most of them I would assume, like they're in uni. Like just go out, meet people. If Ani said she met someone, she's making friends, go make new friends, go do new things,
Mine was
explore your
honestly not even
country.
through school. The I met that friend through a different event too. So like
Yeah,
you guys know. If I can do it, you
exactly.
can do it. If I can do it, you can do it.
Right. And I honestly, if you live in a country that's huge, for example, Australia or South Africa is pretty big as well, then travel your country because, oh my gosh, the amount of people in South Africa that like in my town that like haven't been to Cape Town, I'm like, you guys live here. You can drive there. It takes like a day to drive. Like if I was a South African, which I am, but I mean, like, I would travel the country way more. I have more responsibilities at home, so unfortunately, I can't. But it's like, yeah, travel. If you can't overseas, then like literally go to. There's probably a place 3 hours away from your house, which is like really cool. Honestly, just gotta go in the right direction. Just honestly, if you are considering gap year, list down your pros and your cons. Talk to your parents about it. Again, stay young as long as you can. It's gonna give you more time. Time is running out. If you think about it, this year is almost over. Christmas is almost here. December is
Oh my
almost
god,
here.
it is. Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yeah, and tomorrow's freaking Halloween, and then the 1st of November. November starts already. So just, even if you're on your own, just enjoy yourself. I love traveling. I'm going to Namibia on the 15th of November to see a cousin I haven't seen in like 3 years, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I was in school, right? So just enjoy your time. I'm gonna say I really recommend it. There are some parts of it that like I do slightly wish that I did start school, but again, my situation's very different with moving again and again and again. So yeah, consider it. I think it's something that everybody should consider. And if you consider it and you're like, nah, this isn't for me. If you think, right, if you're considering it and you made a list and you're like, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, you should take it. Okay. If you make a list like Avani and you realize, nah, this isn't for me, then like, cool, don't take it. But if you make a list and you're like, I don't know, like, yes, no, no, yes, and I think you should just do it. You won't regret it, and it'll be fun. Oh, borderless stories. There are so many people who have taken gap years and have done well with it. Like, oh, and in the stories, when applying, whether when you're writing your essay, state that you took a gap year, explain why, be straightforward and honest. Okay, if you had financial issues, there's no reason to hide that you had financial issues. They're not going to be like, oh, this person had financial issues, so they like took a year off of school. Like, that's not a thing. Straightforward, be like, I took a gap year because of financial reasons. Within the gap year, I did this and this and this. And to make it easier, if you already have an idea of what you want to do, whatever you do, whether it's an internship or courses, just try and link it back to your university application. Like Avani said, it'll strengthen your application. So yeah, when you are applying, phrase it in a specific way. Don't be like, I took a gap year and did nothing. Like, state what you did. Make sure that you do something. If you can't do a lot because you have more household responsibilities, state that too. They look at that. It's a skill, it's commitment, it's independence. So yeah, I have no idea how long mine is gonna last. It might be extended a little bit, so that's so fun.
Wait, aren't you going to university though?
Yeah, but it might just be pushed back by a
Oh,
little
fair.
bit. Yeah.
That's okay though.
Yeah, you know what, trust the universe, trust that
Mm-hmm.
everything is gonna happen for a reason, that everything at
Okay.
yeah, everything is gonna come at a specific time. And if you are not meant to start university then and there and you're supposed to take time off, then that's literally what's best for you. So just accept it and embrace it. I hope this helped in some way. If you are applying, good luck. If you've gotten acceptance letters already, good luck. If you got rejected to all of your universities, you should have applied to some safety schools because you probably haven't. um Take a gap year. Yeah.
If you're like me, then don't bother taking gap year, I guess. But if you think it'll be more beneficial for you to take one, then obviously take one because it's always good.
Next week's episode, again, like I said, will be sort of wishing you got higher grades, or like if you did something differently, you wouldn't be where you are and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I'm not sure if we'll record and post in December just because it is December. At the end of the day, we still are children. I would like to have a good holiday of not, as much as, again, as much as you should be productive during your gap year, when there are some holiday time, take time off. Like, don't work throughout the entire thing. Don't be productive the entire time. December, I would like to be a potato and sit on the couch
Oh,
all
that's
day.
so real.
So, yeah.
Honestly, only one of us is a child here, but it's okay.
I'm still
Sorry,
a
had to say
child.
that.
I have parents.
So does that make everybody who has parents still a child?
Yes, they are a child. They are someone's child. They are.
Okay.
See you next week then. I hope this was helpful. Yeah. Bye.